Shalom. All glory, honor, and praise due only unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, laboring on the four winds, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. And salutations to the men, women, and children among Israel who have been given this gift of faith. Israel and the earth today consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, to include the Israelite foreigner brothers and sisters, the speckled birds. This is a headline off of the Independent. Don Colossus, a 22-foot tall golden statue of Trump, is set to rise where U.S. will host world leaders for G20. And this is a little old, but it's been showing up in my news feed lately. So I wanted to touch on it through the Spirit. Today is Wednesday, February the 18th, 2026, the year of apostates, sellouts, and agents, as dubbed through the Spirit by the elder apostle Tahar. And these people are mad upon their idols, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with his elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all right, the dukes of Edom, and the people they rule over, which is you plain Jane Edomites throughout the four corners of the earth, primarily here in Babylon the Great, aka America, and the heathen nations. All of you are mad upon your idols. All right, let's get that scripture. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 38. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. Talking about America, right? And America's major rivers are in fact drying up, especially the Mississippi River, right? For it is the land of graven images, right? This land is full of graven images, obelisks, crosses, all right? All these churches, all right? All these mosques, all these places of worship, all these lodges, right? Graven images are everywhere in Babylon, all right? And they are mad upon their idols, right? Verse 39. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein. This lines up with Isaiah 34 perfectly, and Isaiah 13, right? And it shall be no more inhabited forever, right? Because America is going to be completely destroyed via thermonuclear destruction and the chariots of the Lord shooting them laser beams, right? And it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Verse 40, as Yahweh power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Right. Let's go back to the article. Once again, the headline reads off the Independent: Don Colossus, a 22-foot tall golden statue of Trump, is set to rise where U.S. will host world leaders for G20. When world leaders arrive at this year's Group of 20 summit hosted by the United States in Miami later this year, they will be greeted by a massive golden statue depicting the owner of the summit venue, a man who also happens to be the President of the United States. This reminds me, through the Spirit, of Daniel's the 3rd chapter, right? Where Nebuchadnezzar erected that golden image, right? Hold on. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Right? And again, through the Spirit, we are living in Babylon the Great. Okay? Babylon reincarnated. All right? Babylon has a virgin daughter, and it's America. All right? Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Right, well, this G20 summit later this year in Miami. All right, all these leaders, these other nations are going to come. And how are they going to be greeted? By a fucking abomination, man. By a graven image, right, of DJT. Okay? It says in verse 3, then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. You know, you can continue reading, but basically we're coming into a time where in this Babylon, right, aka Babylon the Great, America, you know, the people are going to be forced to bow down, all right, and worship, all right, the image of Baal, all right, worship Esau's image, the image of the beast, right, which is his construct, his way of life, his philosophies, his ideologies, the NWO, man, all right, and those of you Israelites who do that, all right, and take that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to be burnt up, okay? Only the elect will refuse to bow down, man, all right? Will refuse to worship, all right, the beast in his image and receive his mark in their right hand or their left hand or their forehead, right? But let's get another scripture. You can read you can read the rest of the chapter on your own time, all right? Let's see. Let's go to Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, and verse 8. Their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man boweth down, verse 9, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not. And this goes into, all right, the elites going in them bunkers and hiding from the judgment of the Lord, all right, during the day of the Lord, right? The day when Yahushua returns in the ships with the holy Kodash angels, right? This place is full of idols, man. All right, again, all these obelisks, all these crosses everywhere, all right, all these false places of worship, all right, and all these other, images and idols, the Starbucks graven image just everywhere, I mean, they're all around us, man, okay? This place is disgusting. It's filled with graven images, and you're not supposed to make them, let alone bow down to them. And in this time, right, Jake, Esau, and the heathen aren't bowing down literally, all right, but they're giving their energy to these idols, right? Let's go back to the article, Slakia. Abomination, man. It says a new statue of Trump Slakia has been funded by a group of cryptocurrency enthusiasts who have named the project Don Colossus and commissioned the likeness of the president as a way of drumming up publicity for their meme coin, Patriot, $Patriot. According to the New York Times, a steel and concrete pedestal has been built for the statue, which is being sculpted by Alan Cottrell at Trump National Doral outside Miami. Cottrell, an Ohio-based artist who has built other statues of former presidents and has at least one piece on display in the U.S. Capitol's art collection, told the Times the Crypto Bros, who commissioned the 15-foot bronze piece, it will be 22 feet on its pedestal, asked him to make some improvements to the look of the nearly 80-year-old president. That's the other thing too, man. All these statues everywhere. You know, they put up statues of Jake, like all these athletes who get statues, and they set them up outside all these stadiums. You know, there's idols everywhere, man. You know, we surrounded by fucking idols in this society. It's vexing when you stop and think about it. We completely surrounded, man. All right, this is Babylon, right? Which ought to be destroyed. This place is going to be destroyed, man. And all these idols, all these graven images, they're going to be burnt the fuck up, man. Again, America's going to be totally annihilated during World War III by the missiles and the chariots. All right, and other parts of this earth are going to be, you know, hit. But when the Lord returns and the men of the Lord assume rulership of this earth, all right, under Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and King David, Malak Dawadah, you know, Lord willing, that's us, beginning with the apostles, bishops, and elders on down. We're gonna burn them up, man. All right, they're gonna be trodden down, destroyed, burnt up, Slakia. Right now, we've destroyed all these graven images and brought down all these strongholds and idols through the preaching and teaching of this gospel. All right. In the future, these things are going to be taken down physically, man. All right. Won't be any more graven images or idols in this earth. Okay. This earth is going to be worshiping the one true God. All right. Yahweh, his only begotten son. All right. Yahweh Shai. All right. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and the men of the Lord. The 144,000 servants to prophets. All right. Look at this shit. It says, I had him very lifelike. Cottrell told the Times. The crypto guy said I had to get rid of some of the turkey and that I had to thin him down. Look at that. Abomination, man. Right? These Edomites are idol worshippers, man. They're idolaters. You know? It's disgusting, man. It says Cottrell is currently holding the completed work at his Ohio foundry due to a dispute with the crypto bros who commissioned it. He has complained that they unlawfully use an image of his work to market their meme coin, which has since cratered in value. According to the Times, he says he's owed $90,000 by his patrons out of a $150,000 lump sum he was to be paid for the rights to the statue. Let's look at this word Colossus. Don Colossus. All right. Here it is right here. Colossus is a noun. It says a statue that is much bigger than life size. Okay. A person or thing of enormous size, importance, or ability. Yep. Colossus. People are fools, man. Especially you Edomites. And there's Christians out here worshiping this guy literally. Right, who are cheering this thing on, man. All right, even though in the book of Exodus, in the law, man, in the 20th chapter, it says not to make any graven images. It literally says that. You're not supposed to even make them, much less bow down to them. All right, so again, I just thought this was interesting through the Spirit. Go and read the book of Daniel's 3rd chapter. You know, again, the elect aren't going to bow down to Emperor Nero, DJT, all right, and worship the image of the beast, okay? Even if it means the guillotine, all right? Because at the end of the day, all right, those who are martyred and have to give up their necks to the sword for this testimony, they're going to be risen up first upon Yahweh Shai's return with power and great glory. So, it's Abomination, man. Lord willing, you was edified through the Spirit. With that, I want to say shalom. Us on to the next video.